and today we are continuing our playthrough of The Curse of Strahd. Um, the story so far, the party has finally finished the errands for the Markov family at the Wizard Winery and recovered all three of the stones that would allow the Markovs to resume production of their wine. So after returning, they learned a lot of valuable information from the Markovs, who were actually a clandestine group of what would we call them? Informants, who their entire mission in life is to collect relevant stuff that would help people fight against Strahd. And after having proven themselves, the Markovs released a lot of this information to the party and procured them with the cask of wine to take back to Kresk. And with all that being said, right? So where we're picking up today, Davian had just had that long discussion with you guys. He has given you the Tome of Strahd, which gave a lot of insight into Strahd's. Some of the things that were happening was exactly as Madame Eva had foretold. So now, what would you guys like to do? Where are we going next?
Well, I had mentioned about the Amber Temple as a potential place to go, although we were warned that it is incredibly dangerous and that we probably wouldn't leave there alive.
And our compatriots are expecting us back in Kresk with news of the wine delivery.
Yes, that as well. I believe that should be our first order of business. That way they can be released from their prison.
Okay. So then the party's going to set off to Kresk. Let's go ahead and go here so that we can begin traveling back. Anybody? Oh God, why? Cool. Yeah, that's not where we are. We are over here. Did anybody want to do anything before leaving the winery?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 encounter rolls before you get to the Kresk, and it's about a 9-hour journey. 9-hour journey, because if it's 9 rolls, it's 9 hours. Oh no, it's half that. So 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So let's just go ahead /GR, because you don't get to see what I roll. Yep. Wow. With 9 D20, how many do you think would be above a 15?
All of them.
No. Oh, you should know by now. I'm not that lucky.
Half of them.
Uh-uh.
Statistically, at least 3, but your response says maybe 1.
2! 2 of them's.
What happens if they're under 15?
Nothing. Nothing happens. That's Always my luck. Alright, oh, do. There we are, random encounters. I couldn't find my thing. GR. 28 plus 2. So we have 7, 11, and 5. God, I hate it. What time are we setting out? That doesn't matter. So you set out first thing in the morning after your discussion. It's 1, 2, 3. It's still early AM. It's daytime. So we have... What? 11 and 5. Well, it can't be that one. Sure it can. Great. Not even combat encounter. So you're walking down the road, and you see a woman standing off to the side of the road. Obviously a member of the Markovia family. And as she stands there, you see there are 4 ravens that come flying down, and they kind of stand on the road with her. They all shapeshift into humanoid forms, and they all just kind of stand there at the side of the road. They have their hands folded across their lap, and they have their head like slightly bowed in your direction.
I'll just kind of nod to each of them as I walk past.
Yeah. Yep. As you.
I mean, they seem to know what's going on, so.
Right. As you keep walking, right, they eventually all shapeshift back into raven form. They fly up into the air, and you can see them like constantly lingering up above, right? Just kind of flying around. Maybe they're far off in the distance, but their presence of a raven is almost always somewhere up in the sky. You kind of get the sense that they're, scouting ahead and watching out for you.
Cool. That's good to know.
Yeah. All right. Continuing down the road, your travel is largely uneventful. You're about estimated an hour away from Kresk when you come upon an old grave on the side of the road.
I take my book out because last time we came upon a random grave in the road. We were attacked by lots of zombies.
Yeah, I'll pull up my sword.
What do you mean, lots of zombies?
Okay, Fester takes a look at the epitaph.
There is none. It's just a simple, stone cairn standing at the head.
Okay, well, in that case, Fester readies his shovel, just in case.
All right, just cautiously make our way. In fact, give me a moment.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Okay.
On the area of the grave.
Okay. You find no hint of anything magical.
Okay. It appears to be safe. Just an ordinary grave. However, one can never be too careful.
I mean, but why it's just here?
Maybe this is where somebody died.
But why would... Okay.
To give you the spoops.
Just keep on walking.
Let's keep a cautious eye over our shoulder as we move.
Okay. And there is nothing. It's just a grave. And you eventually make it to the doors of Kresk. So, walking up to the main gate, the guards are standing up on the tower. Here, I guess we can actually go into Kresk, right? Why do I not see it? There it is. Oh, wait a minute. I am on the wrong... No? There we go. I was like, what the shit? Okay, so there's the ground floor. Let's put the players on. You guys are going to be super teeny tiny. Because this is a really large map. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's number 5? Kriv? Okay.
So as we approach the gate, I kind of walk with, again, hands showing. Nothing like that. I'm holding nothing.
Okay.
Just approach the gate.
Why are you walking funny?
Making myself clearly visible. Because last time we approached this gate, they trained many weapons on us. Just want to let them know that we are not a threat.
Okay. As you walk up, they, same as before, guards rush to the gate. They pull out spears and train them on you over the wall. And then you hear people start shouting, "Burgermeister, they've returned! Burgermeister!" And then they just kind of stay there with their weapons drawn for a moment. After a while, the Burgermeister returns, looks down at you, and he starts shouting from the top of the wall. "Have you done it? Do you bring wine from the wizards to Kresk again?"
We have stopped the incursion that was threatening the winery. They should be sending wine very soon.
Wait, you didn't grab the cask?
Well, yes. I mean, we totally have it. Yes, we have it here. We totally have the cask of wine.
Okay, so he looks down at you, and he's like, "Well, if nothing else, I'm a man of my word. Open the gates; they may enter." And then all the guards kind of look around, confused for a moment, and he's like, "Go, return to your posts, go!" And they all start shuffling along the walls, and then you are permitted entry into Kresk.
Yay!
Well,
I was kind of hoping he said no, because then we could have drank the wine.
Okay. Once you enter the gates, the guards go into the prison. They fetch Irina and Ismark. They look hungry, a little malnourished, but otherwise okay.
I apologize for the delay. There were many things to fix before we could attain the wine.
Irina just kind of shakes her head. She's like, "It's fine. We're finally here. We should be safe here."
Yes, hopefully that is the case.
So, what do we do now? What will you do?
I believe our journey will be taking us elsewhere. We must visit another place.
Well, come then, before you go. I have friends here. Many years ago, my beloved Sergei lived here, and I believe his family will let me stay with them. If you'd like, I can prepare you something to eat, a final thank you for all that you've done.
Arius would smile and say, "It sounds most gracious of you."
Anyone else?
Nothing in particular.
No, Rogar's just gonna sit and think. He's heard the name Sergei once before. He's just trying to place where he heard it from.
Okay.
Okay, time for some food then, I guess.
All right. So, Irina, she begins to head north along the road in town. She's like, there's a small pool in the north end of town. It's where the most of Kresk draws their water from. Sergei's family lives in a cottage near there. If you'd like, feel free to meet us there when you're finished.
Thank you. We will be sure to do that.
Alright, and what are the rest of you going to do in town? Right? Like, I mean, this is... Kresk is a very small hamlet, and, you know, you can see that there's not really any room for them to grow since they are completely walled. And you can see that the walls butt up almost flush against the side of the mountain. So they are completely shut off. As you look around, there's a smattering of a couple houses, a small general store, blacksmith. All the villagers are dressed in very simple clothing. Mostly apparent because it looks like the villagers have to make everything that they wear from a small flock of sheep that are nearby. You can see most of the homes have a small garden outside, and far up on the hillside there's a large, elegant looking manor with smoke coming from a chimney.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the first thing I'd want to do is to just kind of walk around and get a look at sort of the building styles and things like that of the houses. Like, do they seem newer or older than the places that we've been? Do they seem to have the same architectural style? That kind of thing. And just start making notes on that as I look at the different houses and stuff.
Okay. The houses are... It's a mixture. Some of them are very, very old. Others are very new. And as you walk around, you can see that there are people out, you know, hammering and repairing some of the buildings.
Okay. I think Fester, he does like a good meal, but generally he likes to supplement it with rats, so he's going to go hunting around to see if he can find any.
Okay. As hunting for rats. Anyone else? What would you like to do in town?
So is there like any kind of store?
Yeah, there's a small, you know, general store.
Okay. I would like to see if I can buy some more things like rations.
Okay. Walking into the store, the man looks at you real funny. He's like, rations. Afraid we don't have anything like that.
Do you have any sort of food that might keep for some time before going spoiled?
Don't think so, sir. All of our goods are made here in town. We get by with just enough to survive, and mostly vegetables, some cheeses. Don't eat a lot of meat just because it's hard to reproduce the cattle. So, afraid that's all we have.
Well, that makes sense.
I think we have some onions. They could probably keep for a while.
Yes. I will purchase some onions. They may perhaps supplement something that we may find on our travels.
He looks at you funny. He's like, purchase?
Yes.
Oh.
Is this not a store?
It's a store in the way that I have things, and people need those things, but gold doesn't really have much of a value here in Kresk. We don't leave the walls, we don't trade with other communities, and anything that we need, we make ourselves and we exchange with each other. So if you'd like anything from me, well, you're going to have to trade it for something of equal use.
Okay.
I see.
Fester kind of overhears this. He sort of walks over and asks the shopkeeper, "Do you have any cloves of garlic?"
Garlic. Actually, I think the Burgermeister grows garlic cloves in his garden.
And what do you think he would trade me for them?
He just kind of shrugs his shoulders. He's like, I don't know. Man's business is his own. I'd suppose if you want to get some of his garlic cloves, you're gonna have to talk with him.
Alright. Then Fester sort of waddles away and flies up to the manor you mentioned before.
The manor? Well, that would be quite far. You see these little black triangles that run along the side of the mountain? They don't just denote they don't just denote like the direction of the slope. Each row also is supposed to show you like the depth of the slope. Like so from one row here at the bottom to the next, it's supposed to be 100 feet. So that's 200, 300 feet from the base of the mountain all the way up to the top. I don't think you would just fly up there. Because you would be gone for quite some time.
Okay, then he will take the road.
Okay. As you begin to head up the road, one of the villagers stops you. What are you doing?
I would like to speak with the Burgermeister.
They look at you confused. They say the Burgermeister's Cottage is over here in town. That leads up to the Abbey.
Very well then. Point me to his cottage.
And she just kind of points behind her. It's it helps if I have the right tool. It's the largest cottage in town, and it's like right off the main gate. But she says, yes, you don't want to go up there.
Fester begins to walk away, but then his eyebrows sort of raise an interest. May I inquire as to why?
Ooh. Well, the Abbey, it's, I don't really like to talk about it. It's fell on hard times after the mist swallowed the land. And it, nobody's been up there, in ages. Some say the clergy fell prey to the demon Strahd, while others say they went mad and either starved themselves or turned to cannibalism. Nobody knows. No one goes up there.
Very well. And he waddles off to the Burgermeister's cottage.
Okay. Arius, what are you doing?
So, one thing that I would ask him then, I said, well, perhaps you don't have very much interest in gold, but how about copper? Very useful material for making tools and such with.
And he looks at you and he's like, I suppose. Although any tools made from copper aren't going to be very good. It's kind of soft metal, isn't it? It'd break quite easily.
Yes, it can if it's not properly mixed with other components to make it stronger.
Well, maybe our resident blacksmith would be interested in some of your copper.
Yes, perhaps he would. Very well then. Could you please direct me to his shop?
Sure.
Or his workstation?
Little brown cottage on the southwestern end of town.
Thank you most kindly.
Could I also head to the blacksmith?
Sure.
Rogar will also follow him in that direction.
All right. Heading to the blacksmith, you see that so far everyone you've encountered in Kresk has been a human, but the blacksmith is a dwarf, and he stands out there and he's hammering away, and then he looks up at the three of you, and he kind of smiles. He's like, "Oh, this is a strange sight. Not seen a new face in Kresk in centuries."
Greetings to you. I take it you are the blacksmith of this town, yes?
I am.
My name is Arius. My companions and I have recently arrived. However, we will be leaving soon, and we require some supplies to take with us. I spoke with a man over in a shop, and I kind of point out where the direction of the shop was.
Mm-hmm.
And he suggested that perhaps you may have some interest in using copper for making tools as spare metal.
Maybe. Depends. What do you need?
Well, ideally, I wanted to buy some rations, things of that nature, to preserve food to take with me on our journey. However, there isn't very much there, but what I had to be able to trade was not much interest to him.
Mm-hmm. And so what do you have that will interest me?
As I said, I have some copper.
Yes. Copper coins, raw or... I understand, but I don't have food in my smithery.
No, but perhaps you have something that, if I were to trade you the copper, it's something that I could give to that man in exchange for some provisions. Or perhaps I could provide a service. For example, I am capable of using my magics to repair broken objects. Would save a lot of time and effort.
Uh-huh. Or, and this is just a better idea, or you could not waste my time. And you could take those copper coins, go over there, and he points to a bellows. He's like, tend those fires hot and melt them down yourself. You do that, and then maybe at the end of the day, I'll have some extra time and I could make something for you. But I'm busy enough as it is.
Very well. And yeah, I'll head over to the bellows and try and heat up this copper into a crucible.
Okay, so Arius is going to be occupied for a while. What are Asuin and Rogar doing?
I'm going to ask the blacksmith if he's got some arrows. I'm running low and I need more.
He puts his hammer down. He kind of squints at you for a second. He's like, "What? You can't make arrows? What?"
No, I cannot make my own arrows. That's why I'm asking if you have any I can buy.
But
Don't go there.
don't go where, lass. I don't know what you're getting at.
I just need arrows.
Well, I am a blacksmith, not a Fletcher. But I mean, arrows are simple enough. You just take some wood and you fashion it into a shaft, and then you got you take a stone and chisel it into an arrowhead, and he just kind of like shows like a smooshing gesture. He's like, "They didn't teach you that when you were a young lad?"
No, they did not.
Huh. It was standard fare where I grew up. Very strange. Where are you from?
Far away from this land. This land is not my home.
Huh. I don't know if Ravenloft was anyone's home. I didn't grow up here.
I am from a frozen tundra area very far north
Tundra?
of Neverwinter.
I wonder what, never heard of any clans of dwarves living out in the frozen seas north of Neverwinter.
There isn't.
Oh. Well, I'm from Waterdeep myself. That's actually quite near where you describe. So whereabouts?
I know you see a dwarf standing in front of you. I am not. Let's just say a lot has happened since I got here.
What do you mean you're not a dwarf? I know a dwarf when I see it. All 4.5 feet of you. Big bushy beard, which is quite beautiful, I may add. You're a dwarf.
That might be my current physical state. It's not gonna stay that way forever, and it's not what I was originally born with.
And he kind of blinks his eyes and he turns to Asu and he's like, "Is your friend okay?"
He is fine. It's magic-y stuff.
Well, if there's nothing else, can I get back to work?
Well, where's the Fletcher?
What Fletcher?
You said you don't make arrows? It would be a job of a fletcher.
Yeah, but we don't really have something like that here. You know, most of this town are bloody vegetarians. Not by choice, mind you. I would literally kill for a nice flank of meat. But not much game to be had inside the city walls. So, without the need to hunt, we don't have a need for arrows. And all of our guardsmen carry spears made right here in the forge. And he kind of slaps the side of the anvil.
Alright, I'm gonna go back and find the other guys.
Where are you going, brother? Did I offend?
Just not your brother.
By the beard of Moradin, don't you lie to me. I know a dwarf when I see it.
The beard of who?
He just kind of scrunches up his face at you again. He doesn't understand why you're being so obtuse. Aswin, what about you?
Do you have a halberd, maybe, on you?
Well, my main job here is to fashion horseshoes for the animals that we do have, and try to, make hardware things, nails and knobs and other things that would be necessary inside the city. And then when it comes to armaments, usually just do spears. But if you give me the raw material, I could make a halberd, sure.
Well, you see, I have this quarterstaff. Would you be able to use that for part of it?
You mean like to fashion a head onto the staff?
Yes.
Make it a halberd?
Yes.
I mean, I suppose I could. But again, you're not providing me any of the materials that I need.
What materials do you need?
He looks at you like you're saying something really, really silly. He's like, well, I can't just create an axe head from my ass. Like, you have to give me the ore, the material.
Just where can I get those?
Oh, he just kind of shrugs. He's like, generally, we recycle things here. We take things that are old, broken, misused. We smelt them down like your friend over there is. And then we reforge them into something usable again.
I have 2 hand axes. Would you be able to take the heads from those?
Oh, certainly not. That's much too small.
I have a crowbar. I have a hammer.
He's just shaking his head. Like, I don't... 2 hand axes, a crowbar, a hammer. He's like, it's not quite enough. Do you have anything else? Perhaps?
How much more does he need?
He's like, well, through the reforging process, some of the raw materials likely to be lost, due to impurities in the metal, imperfections, and he kind of holds up the hammer. He's like, that's a very small amount there on the head. He's like, I don't know, I need a chunk about this big, and he holds up his hands and he's gesturing about the size of like a loaf of bread.
Alright, I'm going to hand him my scale mail, tell him I need about a 1.5 cut off of this, because it doesn't quite fit. Would that be enough metal for his halberd?
Yeah, it would be. And I could refit this so that it'll fit you again, sir. And he holds it up, and he's like holding it in front of you, and he's like trying to gauge the distance. He's like, "What? Where'd you get this?"
It's mine. It's always been mine.
He's like, "I don't know. There's no way this would fit a dwarf."
Okay, listen, he wasn't always a dwarf.
Oh, bullshit. How does someone just not a dwarf and then they are a dwarf?
I don't know, this place is crazy, okay, man? Just stop asking.
He's like, well, this is all good and fine, and you have materials for things, but what are you going to give me for my labor?
That's up to him. He wants the halberd. I'm just giving you the material.
It sounds like it's up to you. I mean, right now you have armor that you can't use.
Oh, I can use it. It just might be a little snugger on the midsection.
You can't wear armor that's not fit for you. That's the main reason why when you find armor in dungeons, you can't use it. Yeah, I'm actually just kind of surprised that you picked up on that, because I was going to spring it on you mid-combat. Be like, oh, wait a minute.
Well, what do you need for your services?
He smiles. It's like, well, you see, there's some things that we can't get here in Kresk. And, I'd very much like it if I could get it.
Why?
He looks at you, and he smiles wide. And he says, meat. Meat. I crave meat. I haven't... he's like, look at me. I'm a proud dwarven man. I'm not meant to eat berries and vegetables the rest of my life. He's like, literally, if you could procure me a steak, any kind, I would be eternally grateful. And I would waive any fee that would be required. And you, being outsiders, I know you can do this for me.
Okay. I'll go try to find a slab of meat.
Awesome, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'm gonna go to the gate.
Okay, the guards look at you.
I'd like to leave for a minute. I need something to eat, and the food here does not quite fit. Can I go out into the woods for a little bit?
The guards kind of look and they're like, oh no. No, we won't be opening the gates again today. Not without the Burgermeister's permission.
And how upset is he going to be if I drag him out here for a simple request like this? That you guys wouldn't open the gate after we've procured your wine.
They pull out their spears and they cross them over the gate. We will not be opening the gate again today.
So the Burgermeister is the only way you'll open this gate.
Yes.
Alright, I gotta go talk to the Burgermeister.
Aswin, what are you doing there?
I'm just kind of gonna follow behind him.
And Kriv, you've been awful quiet. What do you want to do during all this? Oh yeah, that's right. Kriv only has one arm. You should have brought that with you. Maybe you could have fed that to the dwarf.
I don't think he ever rolled to see how many days it would take for his limb to grow back.
Well, you gave him the ring. He just attuned to it, and it hasn't been any days yet. So,
Oh, okay.
so he definitely doesn't have an arm back.
So, pretty much I was following Fester, seeing as the party was splitting. I didn't particularly agree with Fester just going off by himself, so I followed him.
Okay. So you're with... So everybody except Arius is at the Burgermeister's. Arius is still slaving away at the forge, right?
Yep. In fact, once I've melted down those copper coins, I'm actually going to do 10 silver and 10 gold just to see how the metal reacts differently.
Because Arius is curious, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. So the Burgermeister comes out, and he has his wife with him. And this is the first time you can actually see him up close, right? And so the Burgermeister comes up, and he's wielding a very fine long sword. And they kind of look around, and they're like, oh, yes. And he puts his weapon away. Did you find everything agreeable?
Yes, but the villagers tell me you grow cloves of garlic. We were wondering if you'd be interested in trading for some.
Trading? I don't know. What do you have to trade?
Fester reaches for his herbalism bag and says, I can trade medicinal herbs.
Why do you want the garlic?
Ha! He sort of squawks loudly. You think I am fool? I know why you grow them. For their protective qualities, if I am not mistaken.
Protective? I quite like the taste, Mr. Bird. I don't know what you mean.
He sort of just nods his beak and sort of mumbles under his breath. Matters not. Will you trade me for these medicinal herbs?
I suppose. He reaches out to take your herbalism kit.
Okay, about how much garlic does that net me?
He gives you like a burlap bag with like think like a sack of potatoes. You know, it just gives you this huge thing with all these cloves of garlic.
Okay, in which case Fester bows his head in gratitude and walks away.
He looks at the rest of you. He's like, your friend is quite strange.
Well, yes, he is, but I have a small favor to ask of you.
Yes?
I need the gate opened 2 more times today. Once so I can leave, and then once so I can come back.
He shakes his head very slowly. He's like, no. We will not be opening the gate again today. It is getting too close to sundown. Maybe you can conduct your business tomorrow. Why do you need to leave so soon? After you had worked so hard to get here.
Because your dwarven blacksmith is dying on the diet he has, and I was going to go catch him some live game to eat instead. You can't expect a dwarf to keep up his strength and work a blacksmith without real food, real meat.
he looks at you very weakly, and he's like, "Okay, I will agree to your request, but please, tomorrow." We have other matters to attend to today. And he looks to his wife, and she kind of throws her hands up over her face and begins crying and runs off into another room.
What is the matter with your wife?
Well, we recently lost a child, Ilya, to illness. He was the youngest of my 8 children, and we are grieving.
Well, my sympathies for your loss. I will be back tomorrow instead.
Okay. What about anyone else? Anyone else want to talk to the Burgermeister?
No.
Not particularly.
Yeah. Everybody's like, this guy's dealing with some stuff. Let's get out of here, guys.
Arias, you done yet?
I'll probably be here for some time. Playing around with metal for a while until it gets to sort of mid to late afternoon. Trying to stay out of the blacksmith's way, but just trying to do what I can with sort of what I have.
It is mid to late afternoon?
Okay, so once it gets to around sort of what would typically be time for an evening meal, then
6?
yeah, around then. Well, it appears that my time is probably at an end. I must go and meet with my friends. Thank you for allowing me the use of your shop. It has been most insightful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So remember our agreement, Brother Dwarf.
Not a dwarf. I talked to the Burgermeister. He will let me leave the walls tomorrow so I can go get you your meat. But my compatriot needs his weapon, and I need that armor to use.
I'll work through the night, but I will retain ownership of the items until our trade is completed.
Before I go, on the stool over there, I have left an ingot of each of the metals that I've been working with.
Ooh, and his eyes kind of go wide, and he goes and he picks them up. He's like, "Oh, very nice."
Yep. So I've knocked off 10 copper, 10 silver, and 10 gold.
Offer for what?
No, I've knocked them off. Quick, yeah. To make the ingots.
Okay.
But yeah, I say, yes, perhaps you will find them useful. I hope you do.
He just looks at him and looks. He's like, "You're giving me these?
Yes.
For what?"
Well, you are helping my friends, and perhaps you can help me with supplying, procuring some provisions from the other shopkeep.
Mm-hmm. What kind of provisions?
Just some food that will not spoil very quickly. Something that I can take with me on the journey. It may last several days, may even last a number of weeks.
So what do you need?
Any preserved foods, any long-lasting breads or vegetables. I know meat is not exactly anything that is common here, so...
I'll tell you what. And he levels a finger over at Rogar. He's like, "Brother Dwarf is supposed to go on a hunting expedition for me tomorrow. If he bags some game, I'll teach you how to salt it how to preserve it so you can carry it with you.
Now that is a most agreeable arrangement. Knowledge is always appreciated. And I kind of bow to him a little bit. Until then. And I'll turn to leave.
Shall we meet with Irina now?
That would be best.
Yep.
I'm gonna start heading to Irina's place, or Sergei's place.
Okay. Okay, now. Making your way up. You find the door is wide open, and the cottage has been recently cleaned. And there's a smell of steamed vegetables coming from within the cottage. Irina comes out, and she says, "Oh yes, please come in. It's almost finished."
Go in.
All right. There's a table set with some very plain-looking wooden cookware, and she's already poured bowls of this vegetable stew in some of them, and she's like, "It seems Sergei's house has been abandoned for a while now. I'm afraid his parents have probably passed, but it doesn't matter. The food was fresh, and I've managed to prepare us something before you go."
After finishing his full vegetable stew, Fester goes into the corner, starts taking out the garlic and strings it together in these wreaths. I assume he has about enough to make a wreath for each party member, and he goes around handing them out and says, "Wear these. They will protect us."
What?
And Fester barks back, "Put them on. They will offer you protection from creatures like Strahd."
She looks at it, and she kind of lets out a sad little sigh. She's like, "I think that's just a myth."
He looks at his clove of garlic and sort of just shrugs and puts it on anyway, and sort of eats one. Could not hurt. And disguises smell from no bath.
Yeah, Arius will actually put a little bit of the garlic in his pocket as well.
Okay.
You never know.
You guys are gonna be some stinky. As you finish your meal, Irina gets a sad look on her face as she kind of looks around the cabin. She's like, have I ever told you why Strahd has been after me?"
Why?
Well, there's a lot of rumors that fly around Ravenloft about what happens when we die. And it has been said that the mists are so thick that they don't only trap you here in life, but in death as well. Have you heard this before?
I've seen it.
Well, it is said that when the person dies, their soul has nowhere to go, and it just gets trapped and that sometimes those souls are reused, reincarnated, if you believe in such a thing.
Oh, I do.
And, I don't know. Apparently, I look like some woman from Strahd's past. So he believed that I am her, and he has pursued me relentlessly. I used to have a beloved. We were to be married. And he was a wandering huntsman, you see. Supplied Kresk with most of their meat and game, and he would travel down to Barovia to visit me, and it was wonderful. But when Strahd found that my heart belonged to another, he murdered my Sergei. Called him brother. I think he is quite mad. But Sergei used to always tell me about how one day we would move to his home of Kresk, where it was safe from Strahd. Said there was a lake on the property, that we could sit by it as the sun went down. She kind of stands up abruptly. Would you come with me? I'd like to see the lake.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll follow her.
So she walks outside, and you can see that the cool, still water spread out before you. As Irina reaches the pool's edge, an image appears in its sparkling blue waters. A handsome youth of kind and noble visage. The sadness in his eyes turns to sudden joy. Tatiana, he says, it has been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last. Irina gasps and looks confused. She's like, my beloved Sergei. In life, you were a prince and a man of faith. We were to be married long ago. Has this blessed pool called your spirit to me? And she reaches towards the water surface, and as she does, you can see that her visage begins to change. She very much looks the same, but subtle differences. Her skin becomes somewhat darker, and her hair is fairer, and she looks more akin to the images of Tatiana that you had seen about Strahd's former lover within the Tome of Strahd.
I take out my book and start drawing up like differences between, writing about the man who appeared in there, what they're saying, and also the difference between her as we see her and her as the visage appears in the reflection.
Okay, they look the same. They look the same. So Fester, you do detect magic. The entire pool is radiating with a aura of necromancy.
Fester kind of lets out a hiss to Irina and says, stop, do not touch the water. It is a trick.
No, I must be with my Sergei. My beloved calls to me. And you can see that as she holds her hand out towards the surface of the water, there is a physical hand rising up out of the lake to try and meet hers.
Can I try to grab her?
Yeah. As you grab Irina and begin to pull her away, the image on the water shouts out, "No! Stop! I can take her where Strahd will never get her. Release her now!
I kind of look at Fester.
Ah, your magic reeks of a very familiar tone. It is necromancy. You would not protect her.
He looks confused. He says, please, let my beloved come to me.
I let go.
Does anyone else want to intervene?
At this point, Arius probably would. He'd step in between them. He says, you called her Tatiana. Why is this?
We are destined for each other. Our souls intertwined. Tatiana, come. And he holds out his hand again.
I'll turn to Irina and I say, remember your name is Irina, not Tatiana. If this man does not know your name, he is not the man you think he is.
It is my Sergei. Let me go to him. And she's trying to fight against you.
Yeah, I'm still going to continue to stay in the way and try and stop her.
Okay.
I'll assist.
Peal of thunder shakes the land, and dark clouds coalesce immediately overhead into a terrible visage. The clouds part, forming a mouth, and a deep, dark voice from beyond the mountains cries out, "She is mine!" And a terrible crack resounds as blue lightning splits the sky and strikes the pool. The visage cries out in horror and pain, and Ilyana also begins to wail and falls to the ground. And just like that, it's over. The image is gone. The clouds begin to dissipate. And Irina lays crouched down, sobbing.
I start writing about this storm that came out of nowhere.
I'm gonna try to help her up and escort her back to the house.
She smacks your hand away. Leave me alone!
We just saved you from Strahd.
You've doomed me to Strahd!
We did not bring you all this way to see you throw away your life.
I would have been free.
You would have been doomed.
She just shakes her head. Just leave. Leave me alone.
Fester gives out a snort and just waddles away.
Arius is still just standing there absent-mindedly writing notes.
Alright.
Yeah, eventually he'll kind of finish and then realize that like everybody's leaving, and he'll move to catch up. Strange magics in this land. Though I am very interested to know the source of the magic in the lake. I have an idea. And I kind of run back to the lake, and I just take, in one of my, the water skins that I have, I take that, some water out of the lake and just fill it up with that.
Okay. It's water.
It probably will be, but, you know, I'll study it later.
Alright.
Alright, so we need to find somewhere to stay.
Okay.
I do not think we will be very welcome, given the circumstances, staying with Aina.
As the storm
Arius.
dissipates, it begins to downpour.
I want to ask who has the tome.
Which tome?
The one of Strahd.
Did he actually give it to us? I
Yeah,
thought
he gave it to you.
Oh, okay. That being the case, I probably would have asked for it, so I'd probably have it.
Oh, I'm going to ask you for it then. I need to use it for a little bit.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
okay.
when he finally and reluctantly apparently hands the tome over, I want to go into the house and talk to Irina, discuss the whole reincarnation thing with her, and show her what it says in Strahd's tome about Tatiana and Sergei, which happens to be Strahd's brother, and all that stuff.
She looks at it and she looks at you. And what is your point? If that is true, if Sergei is also, it was one and the same as Strahd's brother Sergei, and I am truly Tatiana as Strahd believes, it's all the more reason we should have been together.
It could also mean you are the key in eventually helping us defeat him.
How? What can I do?
I don't know yet, but everyone has a weakness of some sort, and you are apparently a major one for him. Besides, if it is true that you are the reincarnation of Tatiana, and the mist keeps everyone's souls here just like everyone believes, letting you die now will not save you from Strahd. It will just delay the inevitable.
I don't believe you. I could feel it. He was calling to me. There was serenity. There was peace. I would have been somewhere where Strahd couldn't reach me. Why would you deny me that?
Somewhere here in Ravenloft where Strahd can't reach you. Yet you just saw him strike Sergei, who was apparently in a place that Strahd couldn't reach him.
She gets frustrated as you try to argue your logic with her. She's like, just leave me. Just leave me. Our business is concluded, isn't it?
Alright, I will return to the party. Unsuccessful, I guess.
Okay, the rest of the party is standing around outside getting rained on.
Out of character, do we have a tent?
I don't know, do you?
I know I don't have one. I don't know.
Nobody's speaking up, so I'm guessing no.
Yeah, I don't have one. But after the rain starts and everything, and Rogar rejoins us, I'd look up to the building up on the hill and I say, perhaps we could stay at the Abbey to get out of the rain.
No, they say the Abbey is cursed with cannibals.
Well,
If the Abbey was so cursed, why would they not purge it? It
Because
being so
they are
close to the
weak.
town.
But I do not know. But I am not picky. I will go sleep under a tree.
Where you going?
Arius is still thinking we should probably go and have a look at the Abbey. If we see no signs of anything dangerous, then, I mean, these are paranoid people.
Krev is going to agree with Arius and is willing to go to the Abbey.
Rogar agrees as well.
Fester reluctantly agrees if everyone else does.
I guess I'll follow along.
Okay. So, give me 1 second. Because we are going to head to the Abbey. You guys make your way through the winding road of town, eventually coming to the base of the mountain. It is a very long distance from the base up to where the Abbey sits, so you're looking at a several hour journey in the rain.
I don't mind.
Okay. So, you guys are going to make it up to the top. I'll tell you what, though. Can everybody except Asuin make a con save, please? It's not good for you walking through, the downpour like that. Okay. And then let's go to the Abbey. Oh no!
Yeah, I guess I can use my shield as an umbrella.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. You guys find yourselves coming up on a pair of stone towers. 2. No. 3, 4, 5. Let me check vision. What?
What do you mean, what?
Can you guys see everything on this map? There's no line of sight? That's not right.
We can't see everything.
Okay, well, I clicked your token. Oh, I'm on the wrong mouse setting. That's why. There we go. Good. Excellent. Great. Wonderful. And then let me pull up Abbey of St. Markovia. Alright, the road from the village climbs above the mist, the wide ledge on which the Abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and the rocky earth. The gravel road passes between 2 small stone outbuildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot-high, 3-foot-thick wall of jumbled stones, held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked, and viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its 2 wings are joined by a 15-foot-high curtain wall, and there's a belfry protruding from the rooftop of the closer northern wing, which also sports a chimney billowing gray smoke.
Fester, what did you say this place contained again?
The village folks said that the priests living here went insane and evolved into cannibalism.
Is it technically cannibalism if, like, a human would eat, like, a goblin?
I would say so. A human eating any other humanoid would be considered cannibalism, at least
Okay.
in my opinion.
I'm just thinking I might be clear. Okay.
Vesta, can you perhaps see if you can see any signs of movement over the wall?
Fester gives a nod, and he sees if he can fly up onto the lip of the wall.
Oh, you can. It's only, what, 15 feet high?
The wall's only 15 feet high.
I believe that was that the description? 15 foot high, stonework. Something.
Okay, well, that's exactly what Fester does. So what does he see in the courtyard?
Well, as you fly up over the wall, you can see all this, right? What do those look like to you?
Graves.
Yes. Lots and lots of them, as far as you can see. What would you like to do now?
Just walk along the walls and see if I can peer through these windows and see anything inside.
You can see the room inside. You see what looks like a table, and but you don't see anybody.
Okay, in which case Fester flies back over the walls and relates everything he saw to the party.
Okay, do we have to stay here? I mean, cannibal priests, a lot of graves. I mean,
I'm not saying that we have to stay here, but
Would there really be graves if there were cannibals?
I mean,
yes, there wouldn't be very much left to bury.
were any of them dug up?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my greatsword.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna start heading up towards the gate, I guess.
Okay.
Let us tread silently, my friends.
Ah, this is always such a terror. Okay.
So walking up to the gate, it just kind of sits in front of you. Wait a minute.
So
There's-
trying to...
There's totally supposed to be a gate here. But I just checked the dynamic lighting and there wasn't. Somebody failed. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it. Bop.
Oh.
Alright, so there's a gate. Again, it does not look locked. It's actually it's hanging about a half inch open. So like you can see, you could just kind of push the gate forward.
I'm gonna try to push it so it doesn't make any noise.
Oh, I know that you were trying to do that. However, the gate is very old and disused, and it's covered in rust. And even trying to push it oh so slowly and carefully, it lets out a croaking, groaning.
Oh, God.
And as you do, you hear a voice. Huh? Who's out there?
Hello?
Why would you say that?
You see a man. You hear a and then a man comes running out on all fours, and he's holding a shovel, almost like a weapon. And he stands there, kind of hunkered down, staring at you. And you see that this man is horrifying to look at. I mean, he looks like a short, like beardless dwarf. But as you look at him, you can see that he's got patches of like gray flesh covering his face and body. He has one human ear, and the other one is like an ear of a wolf. And protruding from the front of his face is a snout, like would be seen on a dog. His arms and hands are humanoid, but his legs and feet almost look like that of a lion. And he has a donkey's tail protruding from his back. He stares at you, and he's like, "Why have you come here?"
We came seeking shelter.
You won't find any shelter here. Yeah.
Faster, show him your shovel. You got a shovel.
Fester just looks at Asu weird.
After a moment, you hear another voice, low, and this one much more calm and collected. Stop. Maybe we should let them say what they're here for. And you see a woman, question mark? As this woman rounds the corner, you can see that she is also this horrible, misshapen creature, standing a little less than 5 feet tall. The left side of her face and body is covered in lizard scales, and you see she's wearing a cloak that she has pulled up, and she's trying to conceal her face with her cloak, but it's not doing a very good job. And sprouting in between the patches of human flesh and scales, there are tufts of gray wolf fur. One of her eyes is feline in nature, and her fingers and hands resemble cat's paws with opposable thumbs. She has a gray cloak with a black fur trim, and as she stands there, she kind of holds up one of her hands, and she points at us and, "What are you?"
I am a bullywug.
The shorter donkey man, he looks at you and he's like, "Bullywug? Meow. What's a bullywug?" He kind of comes closer, not standing up. He just kind of slides, like lurches towards you, and he starts.
Could you back up?
He makes no motion to back up.
Why do you ask?
You smell funny. And then he kind of turns and he starts sniffing Fester. You all smell so strange.
Okay,
Fester grunts. We have come seeking shelter from the rain.
The woman speaks up. Shelter. It's very strange. No one has came to visit the abbot in many years. They kind of look to each other. They look back at you. And the woman kind of gestures. You can follow me.
guys, I don't think this is a good idea. I mean,
Otto begins to protest as you guys walk past him. No, we're not supposed to let anybody in. The abbot will be angry. And she kind of shoots him a disapproving glance. Shut up. It'll be fine.
who's the abbot?
The abbot. He runs the abbey. If you'd like to stay for the night, you will need his permission.
Can we get out of the rain and go ask him?
Certainly. Follow us. So she begins to walk forward, right? Otto lags behind. And they kind of, like, as the group moves ahead, he's following behind you. Right? And I'm going to go ahead and move everybody up to the gate. Because that's where we are. As you walk in through the gate, you see the graveyard that Fester mentioned earlier. There are stunted pine trees going out of the rocky earth here, as the graveyard is near the foundation of the Abbey's northern wing. The windows of the structures are cracked panes of leaded glass. There are ancient gravestones bursting from a thin crust of snow in the yard. Beyond the low wall that surrounds the graveyard, the grounds fall away, and the village lies 400 feet below, and the view is actually quite breathtaking. Moving forward, you find yourselves at the Abbey Entrance. A 15-foot high curtain wall joins the Abbey's two wings. Behind its battlements, two guards stand at attention, their features obscured by fog. Below them, set into the wall, is a pair of 10-foot-tall wooden doors, reinforced with bands of steel. To the right of these doors, mounted on the wall, is a tarnished copper plaque. The plaque bears the Abbey's name, which is Saint Markovia Abbey. I'll put that in chat if you need. And under it is an inscription. It says, "May her light cure all wounds." And as you approach, the woman walks up to the gate, and she doesn't knock. No, that went to GM? No, it didn't. She doesn't knock. She just leans in real close, and she kind of takes her claws and scrapes against the door. And then after a moment, the door slides open.
So, where are you from?
She ignores you walking in.
I would ask, how old is this building?
She ignores you also and makes a gesture to the west. As you enter the courtyard, there's a thick fog here that fills the courtyards, and it swirls around as if eager to escape. It's surrounded by a 15-foot high curtain. Well, I know, we've said it 3 times. I don't know why. They really want us to know it's a 15-foot high curtain wall. Around the perimeter of the wall, you see several guards with their backs to you, or so it seemed at first. It's now clear as you enter the courtyard that these guards are merely scarecrows. There are wooden doors to the north and east leading to the Abbey's 2 wings. In the center of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch, to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the sheds.
While we're walking, can I make some sort of check to try and ascertain what type of creatures these are?
Abominations. And I kind of whisper that under my breath.
I'm gonna say no. These things are quite unique, unlike anything you've ever experienced personally or in any book.
Okay. Then I'll be making
as the woman sees you gazing at her curiously, she's like, "Go, talk to the abbot. He will answer all your questions."
Is that the abbot? And I kind of gesture up to him.
It just shakes her head.
Where is the abbot? Where can we find him?
She points to the door to the southwest again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll start making my way down there then.
Guys, we really messed up.
Guess I'll try the door.
Oh, I guess I have to put them back on the main layer now. Okay. As you enter into the main hall, you hear gentle sounding music trickles down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by some unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. A cauldron sits on an iron rack above a fire in a hearth, while above the fireplace mantel hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of the sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to an upper level, while in another corner, a stone staircase descends into darkness. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches nearly the length of the room, and wooden dishware and gold candelabras are neatly arranged on the table, standing behind which is a young woman with alabaster skin, dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled so as not to touch her soft shoulders, and she seems lost in her own thoughts. Next to her is a handsome young man in a brown monk's robe, gently taking the woman by her hand. A painted wooden holy symbol that depicts the sun hangs from a chain around his neck, and he moves with the grace of a saint.
Can I try to identify the patron deity of this holy symbol?
Sure. You don't even need to make any rolls. It's one that you have seen many times throughout Ravenloft. It is the symbol of the Morning Lord.
Okay. So I'll just kind of excuse me.
The abbot turns to you and he says, "Oh, hello. I was not aware I would be entertaining guests. Please come in. Make yourselves comfortable."
My name is Arius. We are travelers, and we have come seeking shelter from the inclement weather.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, one of the people guarding the gate said perhaps we should speak to you about attempting to maybe rest for the night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are more than welcome to rest here in my abbey. All are welcome here.
Oh,
The other god did not seem to think that you would approve of our visit.
Oh? And who was that?
I would say male, the one with the wolf's snout.
His name is Otto, and he has a name. It would be disrespectful to call him anything but.
Of course, they had not given me their names, so I could not call them by it. They simply ignored us when we attempted to ask them any questions.
The Bellevues are a strange bunch. You'll have to forgive any eccentricities they may have.
and what was the other one's name?
That would be Siegfried, his sister, and sometimes wife.
What?
He holds up his hand. Again, the Belleviews are a very strange bunch.
Might I ask what manner of being they are? They seem to be an amalgamation of different creatures.
He looks at you very curiously. He's like, well, they are humans. Or at least, they were. I don't know what you would call them now. And he seems kind of sad for a moment. And he kind of looks at... He's like, I suppose they are like a mongrel. Almost like a dog, mixed from many different breeds. I think I shall call them mongrel folk, as they are composed of many different species of mortal.
If you don't mind me asking, how were they always like that, or?
Oh no, of course not. I made them that way.
You?
Well, yes. They asked me to.
How did you achieve this?
Well, it's a very long story. One that I am not afraid to tell you. But if you don't mind, I need to attend to the lady here. And he turns his attention to the woman next to him and he says, Vasilka, how is your meal, milady? And she kind of like makes this rickety motion looking towards it. And then he is like, oh no, we are to use our manners when we have guests. Please give our friends a curtsy. And she kind of does, again, making these really jerky, unnatural movements. And as she does, you see the veil kind of slips away. And when you get a closer look at her, you can see that her skin is entirely patchwork. And that alabaster color of her flesh, you now realize it's because she is dead. That she has been kind of fashioned together. And the abbot here is playing in some kind of... twisted kind of reality. There's a very fancy dinner set before her on the table, and he's trying, and as you kind of stare in horror, you can see he's instructing her, and this is your salad fork, and this is your eating fork, and we always have to make sure that we place our napkin on our laps, and he's like trying to teach her how to eat in a dignified setting.
So, for Kriv seeing this, can he use his an action to use his divine sense?
Absolutely. Okay, so you register two things. Okay, first is that Vasilka is very obviously undead, and you get this sensation of this overwhelming, your divine sense. You get this feeling of like rot and decay and black and necrotic energy, and immediately next to that, coming from the abbot, he positively glows with golden radiant energy, and it's almost overwhelming because from him you get this feeling of positivity and radiance, and you know that he is a celestial.
So Kriv is going to speak up and ask towards the abbot as to why such a radiant individual would be dealing with such dark energy.
He looks at you and he steeples his fingers in prayer. And he says, well, what do you mean, child?
You seem to glow with radiant energy of a celestial. However, you're playing with very evil, dead things within your building.
This is my mission. It is my divine purpose to be here.
To do what exactly?
Why? To rid the curse of Strahd. To free all the souls in Barovia of the prison in which they find themselves.
How is it that you came to be here? In these lands, I mean.
He kind of smiles. He says, I have always been here. No creature in Barovia is older than me. I have been here for millennia. I typically traveled between the outer realms and this, but I have only came to Barovia maybe 100 years ago or so. I was sent here to honor the legacy of Saint Markovia. I reopened the abbey and began tending to the physically and the mentally ill. And in doing so, I had hoped to bring some much-needed light to the downtrodden that lived here. My efforts worked for a while, but it has been so long.
Some people were saying that there were cannibals here.
There are no cannibals here, just the Bellevues.
It seems that the villagers down below, they are somewhat wary of you up here. I do not think they understand. I think they are somewhat afraid.
They have no reason to fear me, or my or the friends that I keep in the abbey. They are just superstitious.
Yes, they do seem a little on the skittish side.
Is there more Bellevues, or is those two the only ones?
Oh no, the entire clan lives here. Several dozens, I would say.
Is the being tied to the post in the courtyard, is that one of the Bellevues as well?
Aye, it is. They have a strange definition of what counts as fun. But I choose not to interfere.
I see.
How
And would we be, were we to stay here tonight, would we be safe? No risk of being attacked or accosted by anybody here?
I would not allow violence to occur within my walls unprovoked.
I'm gonna insight check that if that's okay.
Okay. You see that, well, you know that he is a celestial creature, and he is literally incapable of lying to you.
Okay.
So, do the Bellevues, do they still, like, put more of the... And Oswin just kind of takes his hands and, like, gestures around his, like, face and arms. And...
Sometimes. They always ask me for certain enhancements.
Oswin just kind of looks up, like, eyes wide.
You see, it started many, many years ago. The Bellevues were a family of sickly, inbred lepers, all dying from their leprosy. They came to the Abbey and sought my salvation. I rid them of their diseases, for which they were eternally grateful, but I could not cure them of certain human defects that had been present with them since birth. They became my sole focus through the years, constantly tinkering, trying to improve upon them, to fix their human form, and rid them of everything that was wrong. The Bellevue family had some ideas of what it meant to be perfect. They wanted the eyes of a cat to allow them to see, the wings of a bat to allow them to fly, the strength of a mule or a bear, the guile of a snake. In short, they craved these bestial traits, and, taking pity on them, I yielded to their desires.
Just wondering, because one of them was curious what I was.
Well, I shall not intrude upon your business any longer. Where is it we can go to find rest?
Oh, no. Not yet, please. I have this setting here in front of us. You have to eat.
I'm sorry, I'm on a diet.
You have to eat! And he stands up and starts to glower. And he gestures to the lady. I must teach Vasilka here the proper etiquette for sitting at a table, if there is any chance for her to impress my master. So, will you help me? Join me in my feast. Help me teach the lady how to handle herself in civilized society. And all I ask is that you break bread with me, drink with me, and engage the lady in conversation. Do me this, and you may stay.
It seems a most agreeable bargain.
Excellent. Here, let us all be seated. And he walks up and he sits down, and then he turns, and you see Vasilka. She just kind of stands there, right? Just swaying, stiff. You know, she's like a zombie. And then he turns and he barks, "Vasilka, sit!" And then she lurches forward and takes a seat.
So, what are we having?
I'm afraid I didn't think much of it. The Bellevues have been preparing the meals. I personally do not have a need for food or sustenance. It truly is just here for Vasilka. So I honestly don't know what is here for food. And you look around and there's a spread of like different meats and vegetables. So you can recognize a small tray of potatoes and what looks to be a roast of some kind.
Okay, and does it all look good and edible?
No, actually, yeah, it looks quite tasty.
Okay, yeah, I'll start taking some.
Aslan kind of looks at it and kind of glares at it, licking his lips, and then kind of snaps out of it and grabs some his own rations that are in his pack.
I'll start. So I'll set up a bit of a plate for myself, and then take if there are any utensils.
Who wants a wondrous item?
Eating very
It's
politely,
wondrous item.
as a dinner guest would.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, I would say. So, how long has Vasilka been with you?
I had only completed my work with Vasilka maybe a day or so ago. She is the newest in the line of recent failures. But I have high hopes for this one. She is beautiful, is she not? And he kind of runs his hand along her cheek, and you can see like the gashes and ghastly stitches where he has just kind of cobbled these people together.
I just kind of smile, but not say yes or no. And I say, "Oh, you mentioned you had a master. Would that be the Morning Lord?"
He kind of sits back and he says, "I have already told you my purpose here. I seek to remove the curse surrounding Ravenloft. And to that end, I serve Baron Strahd."
Ah, I see.
You see, I believe the curse that holds us all is due to Strahd's inability to feel any true emotion. He was cursed out of his failure to be reciprocated by the Lady Tatiana's love. I'm sure you've heard the story. And it was on that day he fell to darkness. So it is my hope that by creating a woman suitable of the Baron's love, and he kind of gestures with both hands to Vasilka, that the curse will be lifted and everyone will be free. And he holds up his hands. He's standing and looking up at the sky.
That's a really good plan.
Yes. Yes, it is.
A noblest pursuit indeed.
Oswald pulls out this jar out of his bag and opens and starts eating food out of it. And as you see, it's not bits of grain or anything, it's just dried insects and bugs and crickets.
He just looks at you very strangely. Doesn't seem to notice you eating the bugs. Somehow, you eating insects from a jar is much less strange than what this guy is accustomed to.
So, could I ask where you got the parts for? And I kind of point to Vasilka.
He looks at you and he says, "Oh yes, certainly. Sometimes I send the Bellevues down to Kresk. If there are certain misfortunes that befall the city folk, I have the Bellevues relinquish the body from its tomb and bring it to me.
Oh.
I would use the Bellevues to this end, but I'm afraid it would be impossible to create such a distinguished and refined lady with the materials that they would have present."
Aris is going to be a little quiet for the rest of it, just kind of thoughtfully mulling over everything that he's saying, while continuing to eat and drink if there's anything there to drink. Otherwise, he'd just drink from his water skin.
Yeah, same here.
So, as you guys are eating, do me a favor. Roll perception. Arius, Fester, you guys are able to pick it up. Because, like I said, the diva didn't claim to know what the food was. The Bellevues prepared it, was his answer. And as you guys are going throughout your meal, you can see that, you guys are chomping away. You're eating the roast that was prepared. And then you notice something small and white in the roast. Maybe a bit of bone. That's not unusual. That happens from time to time. So,
Oh no.
somebody is going to be curious enough to come and pluck it out, right?
Sure.
And upon doing so, you realize that it's a tooth. Obviously human.
Yeah, Arius would immediately stop eating the meat.
Is there something the matter?
Forgive me.
I think you should just
It appears
fool.
that the meat here is of humanoid flesh.
Is it?
Yes, it appears to be so.
How very strange. As I've said, I am not accustomed to your human rituals of dining and food preparation, but I assure you it is quite safe to eat.
In the interest of sharing knowledge, humanoids, by and large, do not eat other humanoids.
I don't think that's true at all. I think in the span of your human history, you will find that more often than not, your kind eats each other.
Okay. Normally, your humanoids aren't supposed to eat other humanoids. Like, you can, but it's frowned upon in society.
I don't believe that's any law, or
It's
I
not
don't-
a law, it's just frowned upon
by who?
by civilization.
Well, you are far from civilization here, friend, and I will not judge you. Please, just fill your bellies.
I think I'm full.
Yes, I believe I have already eaten more than enough.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry to have disappointed you. But that's okay. There is more festivities within our night. And he kind of stands up and he claps his hands, and some incredibly misshapen mongrel folk come into the room. And these ones, they're a mixture of like human and ape. They have like hands for legs, and they're covered in like this black fur, except around their faces where it looks almost like pig-like. And they come running in and they start clearing the table hastily, and it's not like a waiter picking up things carefully. No, they just kind of run in and they're scrambling around and they're picking up dishes, they're clattering and they're knocking food onto the floor, and they just kind of scoop everything up and then they run out of the room. And then the table's cleared.
Okay.
He's like, here. Another point of fine living. If Vasilka here is to impress upon the master, she needs to be able to dance, to captivate. Who would like to assist her?
Being less perturbed by her fester offers.
Excellent. Here. And he kind of stands up and he gets a little phonograph, and he starts to play some music, and it's this very slow kind of waltz, and he says, "Vasilka, to your position," and she kind of shambles around and stands here, and she's got her head tilted back and swaying, and she's holding out her arms like straight ahead, but like her wrists are limp. She
Fester takes her hand and begins dancing, displaying an oddly intimate knowledge of how to dance.
So as you take her hands to dance, she moves in closer, and you are immediately like overwhelmed with the smell of rotten decay. And she kind of leans in forward, and she kind of like rests her head on your shoulder. Partly because that's what she's supposed to do, and partly because, you know, she's a zombie, and I would imagine it's difficult for her to keep her head up. so she kind of rests her head, and she just kind of like slumps it forward, and she's just.
I just imagine like this. It's just.
What's everybody else's reaction?
I'm just watching them dance and trying to keep my food down.
Just, I don't know how a giant like bird vulture person could decently dance with the zombie.
After they've been dancing for a little while, I will turn to the abbot and I'll say, please forgive us, but I believe it would be time for us to retire.
No! We are not finished!
Abbot, you said that we could sit for the meal and then we would be able to rest. That was your word. Are you not a man of your word?
He snaps his fingers and you are silenced. You find yourself incapable of continuing to talk. And he sits back down and he staples his fingers and intently focuses back on Vasilka.
As my friend was saying.
Fester, you notice that there's this pinching sensation in your shoulder. And when you look over, you can see that Vasilka is like chewing at your feathers.
Fester doesn't really know what to do, but he kind of does a bit more of an extravagant move to try and get her to release her jaw.
Okay. So what I think is like, so you do a little spin move where you like fling her out the length of your arm. And then as you do, she just kind of lulls and her head is kind of listening there. And everybody, you can see she's got a mouthful of feathers where she was chewing at Fester's shoulder. And the abbot stands up furious. Vasilka, no! We do not eat our dance partners!
Oswald starts laughing.
He snaps his fingers and the music discontinues. And he says, "That is enough! That is enough! We're done here. I will be retiring for the night. Vasilka, upstairs!" And he snaps his finger twice. And then she starts to shamble away.
So, are you going to be escorting us to our room, or maybe
he's just walking away. He's like, "I don't care where you go. Sleep here." He's very angry, and now you can hear in his voice that he's much colder, darker, and there's this foreboding malevolence radiating off of him. They go up the stairs and disappear.
Fester, have you done that before?
Not really. But it was fun.
So, do we just sleep here, or?
Yeah, I'll just get some bedrolls out.
Oswin isn't going to go to sleep. He's going to try to maintain a watch on the...
Well, actually, none of you are going to sleep. Well, I mean, there's nothing else. You guys are trying to, rest for the night. You find it impossible to sleep because the Bellevues shriek and shout all throughout the night, and sometimes it sounds like someone crying in intense pain. Other times it sounds like maniacal giggling. I mean, it everywhere around you, it's just madness, and it is too loud in order to try and get any real rest. So you guys are all going to have a very sleepless night here in the Abbey, and I need everybody to make a con save. Okay, everybody passed. So even though you are very tired and you didn't rest very well, you suffer no real ill effects from not having rested. So what would you guys like to do, right? You have the whole night where you're awake, like you can talk. The sun is dawning. Then what?
When the sun comes up, I was feeling. Perhaps it is time for us to leave.
Yes, let's.
Okay. Oswin kind of just keeps a firm grip on his sword while it's still in his sheath.
What direction were we told that the Amber Temple was in?
To the north.
To the north, okay. So I believe that when we were outside the courtyard, we did see a path that leads out towards the north.
As you attempt to leave, the abbot comes down from upstairs. Oh. Are we leaving already?
Yes, we were only here to rest for the night.
No. You must stay. I already rolled it, Kriv. It's 3 days.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yep. So this is 2 days remaining. And he says, please, I insist you stay. And he stares at you coldly. Unfortunately, Vasilka had a bit of an accident. And, I think that maybe we can help each other here.
I don't like this.
Please, just let us talk. I heard from my eyes and ears down in Kresk that there is a newcomer that arrived with you, isn't there? A woman.
You might be misheard.
Oh, I don't think I have. Some would say she bears a very strong resemblance to Tatiana. Now, let's say she were to become sick, and if she were to pass a day from now, could you guys recover her corpse and bring it to me? I would be eternally grateful.
Fester sort of snorts and says, I have no time for pet projects.
Well, what if I were to insist? What if I told you that I could free you from Ravenloft? Mind you, I am a creature far greater than anything you had ever seen before. I can traverse the plains at will. I will send you home. Yeah, I could.
Ares is just kind of waiting, and he's trying to gauge his party's reaction. Like, how interested do they seem in his offer?
Fester sort of gives another snort and says, I will not serve Strahd.
On that note...
On that note, Arias draws his book.
His shape begins to change as he gains his more celestial appearance. And you can see that he stands roughly 8 feet tall with golden hair and eyes that radiate energy. He is absolutely ripped, and he has giant feathery wings sprouting from his shoulders. And he looks at all of you and he says, "Fine. She is the key. She is the way that we shall all be saved. And I will have her." And he begins to turn and walk for the door.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, I see people have rolled initiative.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us descending. Oh, no. Deva gets to go first. So he looks around at all of you, sees that you are drawing your weapons and that you're becoming more hostile. And he says, "Do you intend to stop me?"
We will if we must.
He bows his head and he looks sad. He's like, "I abhor senseless violence, but it must be done. It is for the greater good." And he steps forward and he holds out his hand, and you see a glowing light pulsates and materializes a giant radiant mace. And then he reaches out and he's going to strike at Arius with advantage, darling. And he gives you a bopping. 24 is a hit.
It absolutely is.
Take 30 damage. 6 bludgeoning, 24 radiant.
Holy shit.
Then he takes his mace, he raises it a second time, and swings it at Asuin. And it smashes into the ground with a burst of light. He looks at the party, he says, "I will not warn you again. I do not wish to hurt you."
We're trying to leave, you're blocking the way, and you're swinging at the party.
You can say that, but what are you doing?
Main attack.
Okay. 14 is a miss.
And second attack.
So is 11. Okay. Finished?
Yep.
Turk. $17 is a hit. You pull them, don't you?
Yep.
That may not work the way that you want it to.
We'll see.
Anything else?
That's it.
Are you level 5 warlock?
Level 5 warlock? No.
Okay. Alright. So yes, you're done.
Oh, but he is. Well, he's a level 5 character.
That doesn't.
That's how cantrips work. It's character level, not class level.
Are you sure? Okay, sure. Twice with Eldritch Blast. Yeah, but the pact magic is funky with multi-classing, and Eldritch Blast is only available with pact magic. That's why. I mean, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and roll a second attack. It missed anyway. Alright. Arius.
Arius will open his book and he will shout a single word in Celestial, just away, as he uses his Arcane Abjuration, which is essentially turn undead, but he's focusing to Celestial.
Okay. Spells and magical effects, so he will have advantage on the roll. What is the save DC? 12? No, it's gotta be higher.
15.
15. And you are 5th level. Creature's banished for 1 minute. Oh, I don't think you... No, you couldn't banish him.
He'd have to be...
Yeah, there's no way. Alright, so Wisdom save?
Yep.
Definitely passed.
Well, okay.
No further actions?
Actually, yeah. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Done?
And that's just going to be right there. Yep, that's my turn.
Fester.
Okay, Fester is going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement.
Okay. You need to make a range... I don't know why. D20 plus your spell attack mod. $15 is a miss. So as the black beam of energy radiates out, you see he just kind of holds up his hand, and he just blocks it. Like it just doesn't phase him at all.
Oh shit. That's my turn.
Oswin?
Oswin runs forward.
Do it. Do it.
Attacks with the greatsword.
Oh, a hit.
Extra attack. Oh.
14 is a miss.
Titan grip. Dang it.
Also a miss. Alright, and passed. Finished?
Yep.
He looks down at you. He says, You hurt me. How dare you? And he pulls out his mace, and he's going to swing twice at Oswin. Oh. Do we need to count it? I'm pretty okay. Here. 22, 17, 5, 4. 48.
Yep.
Well, what happens to him on the critical miss?
Nothing. The NPCs don't roll the tables. They just miss or fail. Okay. Hit. And that's it. Rogar. Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna move it over here. Attack number 1.
Okay. Oh, you have a hunter's mark on him? No.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Offhand.
Ooh, alright, that's better. What's the second number for? Oh, that's the poison, but it's not poisoned. Alright, 8, 9, 15, 19. Okay.
And second attack.
You're getting real lucky with them rolls. Okay. So all 3 attacks hit him, and as he bleeds, you can see that the blood is just this thick, black, viscous looking fluid, and he looks down at you, not with anger, but with sadness. And he's like, I'm afraid I'll have to kill you now. Kriv?
No crit roll.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I just totally... you're able to maneuver towards your opponent while attacking and attempt to harass them. After your attack, you can choose to attempt a grapple if you have you don't have a free hand, or a shove if both your hands are on you. So you want make one more attack. If it hits, you can shove them away from you. I don't think this will go. Hey. All right, Kriv, you can continue with your turn now.
All right, I'm going to make cast. What's it? For this shadowy blade
Okay.
to appear, and then I'm going to step forward to slash at him.
17 will hit. It's psychic damage.
Correct.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Arius.
Arius will disengage,
Okay.
move back to here, and I'm going to cast Healing Word on Oswin at 2nd level. So 10.
Thank you.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Fester. He would be immune to that. He's not a humanoid.
Crap.
You can take it back since he's not
Okay.
a legal target.
Yeah. Alright. Which case... Just give me a minute.
Wait a minute.
Which case I will cast... Grave Sickness.
Okay. What's the DC 15 for? Isn't it like if he fails, he gets a... What is...
he gets poisoned.
Okay. So, advantage, con. What's your save DC?
15.
Alright. He is poisoned.
That's it for me.
Oswin.
I'm gonna attack him.
Hit. Oh, God. 24, 5, 6, 7.
Extra attack. Oh. And,
Okay.
Titan grip.
Again.
Oh.
Alright. You're getting lucky on those saves.
That's my turn.
Alright, the Diva, on his turn, you see him just hold up his one hand that's not using the mace, and he touches it to his chest where he was cut. And he is going to use Healing Touch, which will end the poison and heal him D8 plus 2. Okay. Then he kind of looks around the room and he says, "Leave. I don't want to hurt you." Rogar.
Well, let's move over here. Main hand. Offhand. Second attack.
Okay. The offhand and the second attack both miss.
And that'd be my turn.
Okay. Dark?
Alright, so I'm going to use a bonus action to target the Celestial, and then use the Shadow Blade again.
So he has vulnerability? Oh no, you just gain a bonus to the damage.
Right.
So right now it
So-
would be 3.
Yes.
Oh, and it's a 19, so that would be a crit.
Well, no, 19 on the roll. I got like a +7.
Oh, derp. I knew that.
Yep.
So 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Okay.
That's it.
Arius?
So first thing Arius will do will attack with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
As he's doing that with one hand, with his other hand, with his other hand, he's holding his book and chanting, as 5 arcane missiles appear floating above his book, and they all shoot forward into the. That's not a great roll.
Okay. Fester.
Okay, Fester is going to cast Chill Touch.
Oh. Oh. Oh no, wait. He's not undead. That doesn't apply. Alright, finished?
Yes.
Aswin?
Also going to attack again.
Miss. Hit? God, you hit so hard! That's silly.
Grip.
Another hit.
That's
Alright, the Deva pulls out his mace. And as he grabs it, he's going to bring it down on Kriv. Probably. Watch, I'm going to miss both attacks. Nope! So, Kriv, go ahead and take 30. And then he's going to turn around and he's going to bat at Oswin.
How much is that?
35, yeah. And then he's going to raise his mace in the air and he's going to shout in a booming voice. Bellevues! Do not let them live! Stop them here so they cannot interfere with the master. And you hear that maniacal gibbering begin to escalate outside. Roger?
Main hand.
Ooh-wee. Tell me, how do you kill him?
Basically, when I swing the sword, his head goes rolling down that stone stairs. His wings fly over to the other side of Kriv, and his body just clumps right where it is.
Okay. Now, as you are standing here, you can hear a flood of voices on the other side of the door. I mean, there are so many different laughing, shouting, crying noises. It's impossible to tell how many there are. But you can tell that you are grossly outnumbered.
I'd like to prepare an action.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is cast Mass Healing Word. So everybody regains 7.
And the second those doors open, Fester will plan on casting Fireball on where he hears the voices coming in.
Sure.
Arius will go over, and with his portable hole, he's going to put the abbot in the bag.
He won't fit through the mouth. Oh.
Then I'll take some of his feathers.
Okay, you can do that.
And maybe, a sample of his blood.
So you guys didn't take the opportunity I was giving you. And now you can see through the windows that the building is being surrounded.
I don't like this idea.
All right, everybody, re-roll initiative, please.
Okay.
Let's look through their eyes. One spell could save you. Grease? Yes. That'll do it. Whoops. Forgot a couple. Get up here, you sillies. And this thing, I'm going to put that there. Okay. Everybody in the tracker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fester, you have the first action. Did you want to still do what you said? Prepare a fireball, hold it for when the door opens?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and cast a fireball. So it subtracts your... Oh, no, you can do it, I guess, when the door opens. It will happen. Alright, Rogar?
Ready in action. Basically, swing the sword if anything comes into the windows within range.
Okay. Okay. So, first things first. Let's go ahead and open up that door. Right? So, door opens here. Fester, reaction. So DC 15. What's the radius on? Is it 20?
Yes.
Okay. Let's place a thing so then I don't have to think about it. Effect red 20. Shoot, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. So there is our area of effect centered on the door. And we'll send it to the back. Because now I have a ton of rolls to make. For all the mongrel folk. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I smart? Am I... Let's send that to the map layer. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, now we see. Let's see if I can do the thing. Just select those. Mass roll. Save. Dex.
That was something.
I know. The explosion. Okay. What's the damage on the fireball? 31. So if they fail, they're dead.
Yep.
Dead? Oh, wait. Someone keep track. Just like keep a tick mark for every time I remove one. So 1. Pass. 2. 3. 4. No. 5. 6. I guess I can do it. 5, 6 was... I lost my place. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, pass, 13, 14, 15. How do I still have some left? 16 times. All right. Because I deleted the token instead of putting him to 0, just to make sure I include them for XP. Jokes, there's no XP for you today. Sapphire. Alright, so they passed. Everything else saved and takes 15.
Yep.
And then you're done. Oh, well, it's their turn. You're not done. It's their turn. Alright, anyway. So now they're going to run in, which Rogar still is holding an action. So let's see. Go there. There. Where is their flippin' sheet? All the way up there. Oh, I can't move that far. Wop wop. Dash. No! Dash. 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 Yeah. Close enough. So all these ones in the front are not going to be able to do anything. However, you see a couple come from the stairs. There. And there. Those two will be able to attack. And they will do so, attacking Fester. Bite, claw. Fester takes 6. And then the rest. Coming in the window. Rogar. Yep.
No Hunter's Mark, though.
Okay. Hey. Just deposit them all right there.
Oh
no. So there are 2 there that can attack. Bite, claw. Looks like 1 hit on Rugar.
Yes, the last claw.
Yep. And then more surrounding. 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. 2 Oswin, 1 Rogar. What? No. 2 Oswin, 1 Kriv, 1 Fester. Bite. Oswin takes 7. 9. Yep. And 1 failed death save, Oswin. That was 2. 1 on Kriv. Bite. Claw. Miss. And Fester. Fester take 9. 10, 11. Fester take 11.
Wait, why did you say 1 failed death save?
Because you got hit 3 times.
Oh, I thought I only got hit.
Two knocked you unconscious. The third gave you a fail. And all of them standing outside the windows now. They're just, you see them just kind of jeering and shouting and laughing and crying and doing all kinds of craziness. But you see that they've just kind of like blocked the exits. Because there's no way that they will all fit in there. And then you hear a thumping noise as something walks down the steps. Don't forget the +8 to Oswin. Then he would not be down with the death save. He would actually be at, I believe, 1 hit point, because the last thing to hit him was 7.
Yeah.
Alright, Twitch God saved your ass. Alright, but you can see that there is a flesh golem standing in the hallway, and he's just kind of waiting, because there's literally no room to walk forward. Arius.
Okay, so this isn't the greatest place to be, but whatever. So how long was it between us killing the Deva and this first turn of combat?
A minute.
A minute. Damn it. All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna use a Cure Wounds on Oswin. And I guess that's going to be it.
All right. Dark.
I'm thinking here. So, all right. So Kriv is just going to look over towards the frog and can clearly see he's been beaten to crap, but I'm going to apologize to him and then just unleash.
Do it. Do it.
Strength save.
I don't know. Is he? Oh, I'm not all the way down.
Yeah. So arms of Hadar. 10-foot radius from myself.
Okay. So
Does it have?
it's right
Yeah, half damage.
there. So, Oswin takes half. Rugar takes half. Arias, what's your save DC? Arias is taking the full 8. Fester, need a strength save. Take 8. And what's the penalty for failing? Isn't there also a secondary effect of arms?
I don't believe they can take reactions.
Oh, you're right. You're exactly right. What was Fester concentrating on? I didn't think he was.
No?
Oh, you cast detect magic. That's why it's not important. Anyway, so Arms of Hadar on a bunch of mongrel folk. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total. Hooey. Strength save? And DC 14 for 8 damage. Okay. So, minus 8. Minus 8. Minus 8. I think they all failed. No, 1, 2 passed. 3. Minus 8. Minus 8. Half damage. Half damage. Minus 8. Minus 8. Minus 8. 8. Half damage. There we go. 3 passed, the rest failed. Alright. Are you finished?
Yep.
Oswin.
Attack the one right to the left of me.
Right to the left. Oh, yep. 12, 16 damage. You hurt him good.
Extra attack.
9 is miss.
Action.
Do
Action
it.
surge.
Do it.
Attack again.
$20 is a hit, and same one.
Yep.
Dead.
And then the one right above him for extra attack.
Oh my god. 15 hit.
Yep. And that's it.
Do it. Do it. Fester.
Okay, I'm going to launch 20 feet into the air.
Now, if you do that, you would be leaving the adjacency of the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mongrel folk you are next to. Are you sure you want to do that?
Many of whom can't take reactions.
Actually, 3 of the ones that passed, so you're right. 3 of them will be able to attack you.
thinking, okay, I see around me there's a stairwell, right? Or,
Yes, there are stairwells.
never mind, don't want to do that.
Just fireball the party. That always works.
Well, I'm thinking of casting Fireball. It's just where to put it. So, for that purpose, can I put up one of the
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
things?
Wait, whoa. That is not 20 feet. That's way too big. No, it's not. The other one was just small, I guess? I don't know. Alright, so you want to throw it into the corner right there?
Yes.
Okay, that'll work. So go ahead and cast your fireball. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send that to the back. Oh, you'll even get a couple of the ones outside, because Fireball does move around corners. So, neato. Alright, DC 15 for 26 fire. Let's... Every time. There we go. Okay, so let's select those guys, and then after this set of saves, I need 4 more. Nope. Okay.
Looks like they all fail except 2.
Well, I just started looking through. So there's 1. Yeah, literally just 2. Okay, I'll have those 2 be the furthest away, because then it's easiest. 26 damage. So 14. 14. Hey, would you want to know what their max hit points is?
Oh, what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more. Okay. Less than 26. Because none of those had been hurt before.
Okay,
That's good
it
news.
for me.
Alright. So then Fester is finished. Rogar. Rogar, you haven't had anyone escape.
Rogar, run. When did that start?
Oh, well, I know. I was just... I knew you weren't going to do it. But like,
This is the first time he decides to make a hasty escape and leaves the rest of the party.
And Gizma isn't here to witness it. She would never believe it.
Well, let's start by moving
That
there.
one's up here.
Alright, out of character, I know this will not work, but I'm going to take a deep breath and try to exhale some ice-cold air on a triangle of guys sitting there in front of me.
Okay, so you explain to me how that works, right? You run up, you go, ooh.
Well, basically, as a dwarf, I'm still trying to get used to saying that. After eating and drinking, runs up into the corner, takes a deep breath to exhale the ice that he's expecting to just freeze these things, and all he gets is a
Alright. So then, failing that, what is Rogar going to do?
get extremely upset and confused and start swinging instead then. and wait for the crit table.
You must be really upset.
Missing
I know.
what you thought was a critical blow caused you to panic. End your current turn. So the mongrel folk will get to take their turn again. And let us shuffle some things around. This guy's going to run out here. This guy going to step in and down. So now you have a flesh golem to deal with. Huzzah. The other mongrel folk going to run in. And they're kind of standing up on the table, shouting, giving directions to the others. These ones running in. Oh no! Back one. Oh my god, Glover! Alright, and these ones are going to enter the room as well. Just coming in right inside. Because they have some nasty tricks up their sleeves. So let's go around, okay? Let's see. Fester is adjacent to 3 that can only attack him. So first bites, then claws. 1, 2, 3. Miss, miss, miss. Claw, claw, claw. Hit for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take 9. Then we have 4 more that are adjacent to Kriv, Fester, and Arius. Let's go 2 Kriv. 3 Kriv, and then 3 Asuwin. I'm sorry, I said Arius. So Kriv, 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 Kriv. 17 and 21 for total 5. Then we have Asuwin, Asuwin, Asuwin. Take 2. So that was those 3, those 4, those 2. Then we have 2 over here. Okay, this one here is only adjacent to Arius. Arius, take 5. Then we have these 2 here, adjacent to Rogar. Bite, bite, claw, claw. 16 for 5. Rogar?
Yep.
Okay, that's all of the ones that are adjacent. Now, you see the ones that are not adjacent, now that they are all in the room, that they have moved, that they don't need to dash. They start pulling daggers out from inside their clothes. And they're going to throw the daggers through the hall. So let me just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24 ranged daggers being thrown everywhere. Okay? I'm going to do it one at a time. Fester gets hit for 4. Gets hit for 5. Rip. Next one, Kriv misses. The dagger instead is going to... Because it's very, 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 very condensed here, right? So the dagger misses you, it's because it hit somebody else. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Kriv take 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Kriv take another 7. And you see that some of the other mongrel folks are getting hit so often that they're killing their own family members as they just start throwing all these daggers at you guys. It's just a barrage of cutlery from every side. Okay, that was 13 total. I think I got only 10 left. So let's declare the attacks first. Let's go 3-3-3. Kriv, Oswin, Arius. 3-6-9. 1 for Rogar, because you're kind of tucked over there in the corner. So Kriv, 1, 2, 3. Miss hit for 5. And Oswin, 1, 2, 3. Hit for 3. Everyone's going down. Arius, 1, 2, 3. All 3 of those hit Arius. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then one on Rogar. Yeah. Misses. Okay. And then we have a Twitch God coming in with a heal for a whopping 1 on Kriv. Hey, but you're back up, right? Oh yeah, but then there's that thing. So the flesh golem. Do I have a handout? I do. Just so you can see the caliber of the abominations that the abbot was making. The flesh golem shambles forward and attacks Rogar, since you got so very few of those daggers thrown at you. Now I get hit for 13. And then we have another heal coming in for Oswin for 8. Arius.
Alright, well, I am going to summon my spiritual weapon again.
Okay.
I'm going to attack the flesh golem, I guess. In fact, no, I'm going to attack...
Where's the weapon? I don't see it.
Oh, it's like here. It's underneath Oswin.
Oh, okay, I see it. Here, we'll move it to the top.
So yeah, I'm going to attack the one that's here in front of me with the spiritual weapon.
Okay, so over here. So move it over there. Attack for 6, and that is a dead mongrel.
Okay, with my action, I'm going to cast Acid Splash on the 2 next to the flesh golem down here.
All right. Dex save. 14, 16. Fail and pass.
And that's my turn.
Okay, all right. Turk.
Okay, I guess I'm going to be using my action to cast Cure Wounds on Fester.
Okay. At a level 2 slot, so heal for 17 Fester.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
All right, and then
That's my turn.
Oswin.
Attack the injured one below me.
Dead.
Hit the one right next.
That's actually still a hit.
then bonus action, I'll second wind.
Okay. Fester.
Okay, I'm going to cast Burning Hands to the left of me and the direction of those two
Okay.
things.
Yep. Put down a triangle just so that we can see who all is affected. Because there's a lot of stuff here, and wherever you place it, matters. Fester? There we go.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so it'd be like there, hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Alright? Good?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, let's roll some dex saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All fail. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Okay. 11. Okay. Good.
Yep.
Rogar?
Gonna move there. Yeah, I know it possibly trigger the reaction.
It would just be the one. You're only adjacent to the one there. Chomp. Nope. I'm moving out some of the corpses because it's really cramped and confusing. Actually, I'll just delete them. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Rogar, what's your turn?
I'm gonna move another 5 feet there. I'm gonna swing at the flesh golem.
It's a hit.
Offhand.
Also a hit. For 11 total.
Second attack at the guy below me.
For Hordebreaker.
No, second attack.
Why do you break it like that? Because it's supposed to be like attack, and then you do both attacks because it's like one action, and then like I guess it amounts to the same, but you're driving me nuts. All right, anyway, 12 hit for 8. Okay, and now Hordebreaker.
The guy to my left.
16 for 4. Okay.
And I will try to remember to move Hordebreaker quicker in my chain of multiple attacks.
No. I'm not even talking about Horde. I'm just talking about because you go main hand, offhand, main hand, which is action, bonus action, action. Like attack, like when you attack, you get 2 attacks from the attack action. So it would be attack action, attack, then offhand. Because you can't technically go action, bonus action, action. Like you have to complete one before you do the. But it doesn't, like mechanically, it doesn't. I'm just.
Alright.
I'm OCD. The mongrel folk. So they're going to swarm over their fallen brothers and sisters. Because that's what we do. And, you get one up here. Let's see. So we're just gonna... Yep. Okay. So first, let's do all the melee attacks. We're just gonna go around in a circle, right? Starting here. I'll pick a color you can actually see. Starting here, and then we'll just work around this mess. Okay? So, Rogar, Claw Bite, 4, Claw Bite, Claw Bite, Bite, Claw, there we go. Another 4, so 8, Osuin, Bite, Claw, take 5, take, yep, another 5, 10 total to Osuin. Next one here, Bite, Claw, Osuin, another 2. This one here, Kriv, Bite, Claw, misses. Fester, Bite, Claw, misses. 3 at the top can only hit Fester, so Bite, 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 Claw, Claw, Claw. Miss, 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 miss. Again here, Bite, Claw, Fester, hit for 2.
Okay.
And then here, Kriv again. 19, 23, both hit for a total of 10. And then we have one, this one here, attacking Osuin. Bite, Claw. Osuin take 4. Then we have 1, 2, 3 that can only attack Arius. So Bite, 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 Claw, Claw, Claw. And I believe that was only 1 hit in all of those for 3. Okay, that's all the melee attacks. Now for all the ranged. 1, 2,
Before,
3.
You do the range. Since the first attack knocked Kriv out, would the second one be a failed death save?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright. 16 daggers. Let's go. Rogar. Nope, that was melee. Rogar. 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 So there's 4. You take 3. And then we have 2, 7, 5, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Damn it, I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, I should have said that was Osuin. So 18 is a hit for 2. And then we have 4, 8, 9, 10. Nope, wrong. And again, it's same thing, right? Like, you guys are surrounded by the Bellevue clan, and the ones on the outside, they put no concern at all into their family member safety. So when the daggers don't hit you, it's because they're being buried in their family members' back. Alright, that was here. Now we got 3, 6, 7, 8 more. Let's split them. 4 Fester, for Arius, 2 Osuin. So Fester first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fester take 9.
Okay.
And then Arius. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arius take 7.
No.
I have a feeling that was a magic number.
It was the magic number.
And then, what was the other? Oh, I said 2 Osuin.
Yeah.
Both miss. Total of 9. And then we have 2 guys over here. They will also throw daggers at... let's see. They can't quite see Rogar because he's around the corner. So we're just going to go throw daggers at Fester and Oswin. Fester, Oswin, both miss.
Oh no.
Okay. Then the Golem, who is going to continue its attacks against Rogar. Oh, wait. No. I don't think any of these are gonna... Alright, Rogar. Bop, bop. Ooh-wee! So, take 24.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, it's like a truck. Like, Hadouken! Anyway, Arius? Oh. Oh no. Dark. Asawin. Heal for Kriv for 6 from another benevolent Twitch god.
I'm gonna attack the Golem.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. That does nothing.
That's mean.
You can see that he is completely impervious to your attack.
That's my turn.
Fester.
Okay. Cast another Burning Hand, sort of up diagonally. Get as many of these people as you can.
You know what really gets all these people? Fireball. Do it. They are minions. They are expendable. No, don't do it. You'll TPK the party. No, don't do it. They're all so low. Alright, Burning Hands. We'll say it's these 3, 6. Oh. Wait, there? See, I thought it would have been, oh. Here, let me show you. I thought we would have went, like, here. Because then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, yeah.
And it looks like they all failed again. So 14 fire to them all. 1. Okay. Finished?
Well, okay, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to jump up 20 feet in the air. If the reaction...
No, that was only that turn. That you know that, right? Arms of Hadar only took their reaction for that turn. So if you do that, 4, 5, 6 attacks of opportunity.
Well, I think I might still risk it, because if I stay on the ground, I'm going to get hit by them next round anyway.
Okay, here it comes. Let's go with 1.
And and I'm down.
All right, good. We don't need to do it anymore. All right. Arius, Twitch is healing you for 6. And something I want to point out, right? I know you guys probably noticed that the heals are a lot more sparse today. That's because there's a cooldown. So whenever there are heals coming in, each of those heals is coming from a different person. They have to work collaboratively if they want to help you now. So heal for 6 for Arius and heal for 6 for Fester as well. All right. That was your turn, Rogar. Did I click the button? Yes, I did.
Alright, seeing that Oswin's attacks didn't phase the golem, I'm going to start off with the guy straight to my left.
Hit and dead.
Alright, next action, the guy right below him.
Hit and not dead.
Offhand attack, same guy.
And now he's dead. Oop. Now he's dead.
Horde breaker, the guy right below me.
And also dead. That was productive.
Yeah, but Golem gets to go again before I do.
Rogar, heal for 4.
Thank you, Twitch gods.
Okay. The mongrel folk, 1, 2, 3 to my list. Alright. So they run in, fill the gaps, and you can see that even though they're being very reckless with their family members' lives, you realize that they're keeping you pinned in. They're not letting you run. And you whereas at first it just seemed like they were being kind of reckless and savage with how they attacked, now you're starting to think it's more coordinated, more sinister. And okay, there we go. So let's do the melee attacks first, same as before. Just go from one around. So here we go. Rogar. And miss. Rogar.
Hit.
Yeah, I know. You took 3, the other 2 missed. Oop.
No, the 5 hit. That 13.
13 is a what? Oh, you're unarmored.
That's right. Blacksmith has my armor.
Oh, excellent. Oswin, heal for 8. Okay, well, here it comes, because 2 attacks for Oswin. Bite, bite, claw, claw. Miss, miss, miss. Hit for 5. And then Fester. Nope, not yet. Kriv. Claw bite. Ooh. Oof. Ouch. Owie. Kriv, take 10. And then 3 on Fester. 18, 19. Total of 8. And then another 5. Then we have 1 here for Oswin. Miss. And then 3 for Arius. Hit. Miss. Hit. 4.
Yep.
And last one, hit for 5.
Cool.
Oh no.
Oh yes. the flesh golem is going to attack Oswin. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Nah, too late now, I guess. Oh, Arius.
Yep, in fact, that last one was a failed death save, too.
Which one? What?
Because the 2 hits that hit me first,
yes,
to take me out, and then the 21 to hit was a...
So you have 1 failed death save right now.
Yep.
Okay. Dark? Oswin?
What am I supposed to...
What am I supposed to do?
I guess attack this one.
Attack away. 18. Solid hit.
Attack him again.
Dead.
Titan grip. Attack the one above.
Dead again.
Oh, that's it.
Fester. The gnats are coming in a little late now. Alright, Fester with the death save. Rogar. The mongrel folk. You see the girl, Zigfrick. She holds her hand out. She points it at Oswin. She says, "Focus the frog. But we want to take them alive for when the abbot returns."
What?
And they are all just going to throw daggers at Oswin. Are you dead yet? Are you dead yet?
No. No.
You took your 4?
Yep.
Okay. Are you dead yet?
Yep.
Okay. There we go. And so on that note, did it the same thing happen to the other group? I think it did. On that note, boom, back to the landing page. So thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody. I think that's going to be the end for tonight. That is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit the follow button. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the schedule underneath the stream. We'll be back tomorrow morning at noon for Princes of the Apocalypse. And I'll see you guys later.